Right now, we have our second author of the day for this live stream podcast. Introduce yourself, please.
Tom Oliva, author of A Day Like Any Other.
Beautiful, beautiful. So, Tom Oliva, how long have you been writing for?
I started writing probably about 15 years ago and put it down for a long time. About 3 years ago, I picked it back up again and finished my book, and it published February of last year.
So you took a little break. Why so?
Life got in the way, and I moved back up here and had some time, so I finished it. So.
Got you. Yeah, stuff happens sometimes.
Yeah.
So, on top of that, how did you come up with the title for your book?
The title of the book is a depiction of the main character's life at the start of the book, where he's just trying to get through the daily grind. Gets up every day. It's like, well, it's a day like any other, and then catastrophe strikes, and the world is never the same again, and neither is he.
And how much research did you need to complete this book?
I did quite a bit of research on the event itself. I wanted to have realism in the catastrophe, in the science. I did a lot of research on the military equipment that is depicted in the book, as well as roads and landmarks, to keep that realism that I was looking for, that people could relate to. Also, some of the names I wanted to make sure I had ethnically accurate names. Like there's a Scottish character. I want to make sure that his name was correct. So stuff like that. So there was quite a bit.
A lot of attention to detail. I like that.
Yes,
a lot of attention to details. Yep. So, what are the essential characteristics of a hero that you can root for personally?
Well, they would have to be a humble professional, someone who's able to lead, but also ask for help when he needs it. But then in the end, have the courage to lead and be decisive. So, and I think the main character of the book, I think I kind of laid that out pretty good, that's the kind of guy that he was.
Are there any books or authors that inspired you to become a writer?
Right after, back in 1987, Swan Song came out, which is also an apocalyptic thriller by Robert McCannon, and it blew me away. And then all of the Tom Clancy books, I loved that kind of the kind of detail he went into, and the stories that he told. So that was kind of the direction I went, and my experience in the military and my love for apocalyptic thrillers kind of pushed me in that direction. So.
Got you. All right. So, how did you come up with the character names for your book?
Honestly, they just kind of come to me. I'll hear a name, or I'll see a name on something. I'll say, "Wow, that would be a great name in a book." Some of them are people that I know, so I said, "Oh man, this person matches the character perfectly." So they ended up in the book, and I sent them copies of the book, obviously. Others, again, like the Scottish fellow, I researched that, and I wanted to make sure that it was accurate.
So you're taking ideas from like everything and everywhere.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Got you.
That's the fun of it.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Like taking bits of things from everywhere and then putting it into one.
Exactly.
Always. So, what inspired the idea for your book?
Right. Well, I've always been attracted to apocalyptic thrillers and action adventure kind of stories. Again, the Tom Clancy books and different shows on the TV. And I'd read a lot of books, and I thought to myself, I could do this. And here I am.
Here you are 15 years later.
Yeah.
Beautiful thing. All right. What's your favorite and least favorite part of publishing?
That's easy. The favorite part.
Double-edged sword right here.
Yeah, the favorite part is when you get the books, that first publishing, and you get the books and you open the box and you're like, there it is, my creation. The worst part, the hardest part is the editing, because now that's where the work is. You got to make it perfect. And you got all that constructive criticism, and who wants that? You know, it's the writing the story is the fun part, but it's all part of the process.
All right, and for this last part, would you like to read a demo part or a bit from your book
Sure,
for the audience,
absolutely.
for us today?
Sure. Absolutely. I'll need my glasses for that, though. All right. This is actually chapter 2 I'm going to read from. It was always the same, every night for weeks. There was a frightened child wailing, although he could never tell if it was a boy or a girl. From somewhere behind him, he heard boom. There was a deafening blast and a wave of heat. He turned to look, but saw only his wife and children standing and staring at him. Not speaking, not moving, only watching, seemingly waiting for him to do something. He began to ask them what they were waiting for, but just as he opened his mouth, boom, there was another blast, this time from above him. He looked up, but saw only the sun, except the sun, he realized, was getting closer, fast. He could feel the heat. It was burning him. He tried to shield his face, but it was too hot. He tried to scream, but he had no voice. As smoke began to rise off his body, he suddenly found himself standing at the foot of a massive building constructed of what looked like white marble. This could have been a majestic piece of architecture one sees in photographs, but instead it more resembled a scorched medieval fortress just after it had been assaulted by some foe. There seemed to have once been a meticulously manicured landscape, but there was no more. It was instead replaced by a barren wasteland of smoldering earth and debris, cratered and blasted, the site of some horrific battle. He heard a voice calling him from somewhere nearby. He couldn't see who it was through the smoke, but the voice sounded familiar. He started to run this way and that way, but he couldn't find the person calling him. The voice ceased, and he stopped running, breathless. He felt as though someone was behind him and turned quickly, as if to surprise them before they could get away. He turned and was then amazed, becoming frozen with disbelief. It was his father, his face filthy from battle that had obviously just been fought here. He recognized this as the voice that had been calling to him. His heart filled with joy at the sight of him, but before he could speak, his father looked him in the eyes, and with a stare so powerfully intense that he was once again stunned into immobility. His father said only one word, raising his hand and pointing his index finger directly at his stunned audience. Soon. Dad, he shouted, sitting straight up in bed breathless. His wife stretched out beside him. He realized he was safe. He lay back down and exhaled forcefully, but not before flipping over his sweat-soaked pillow. He sighed deeply and noted the time on the clock was, as always, it was 3:33 a.m. The same dream again, Andy? His wife asked, repositioning sleepily. Yeah, same as before, he answered, staring at the ceiling. Always the same. With concern in her voice, she asked, maybe it's time to go talk to the VA about this. I'm not going to the VA, for Christ's sake. Give it a rest. Andy was not only freaked out by the recurrent dream, but also irritated by his wife, who was once again implying that he had a problem. He did not feel as though he had post-traumatic stress disorder, nor did he feel there was any reason to feel that way. He had been on the receiving end of quite a bit of indirect fire, rockets and mortars, mostly, some RPGs. He had never fired a shot in anger, and the only extent of his exposure to direct combat was having to direct the sanitizing of blood-soaked aircraft interiors after medevac missions. He felt fine and couldn't understand why this was happening to him. We'll do something so we can both get some sleep sometime soon. Her displeasure was obvious, though she did not raise her voice or change her tone. As he turned over to attempt to sleep again, he wondered, what the hell could it mean?
Beautiful, beautiful. That was actually pretty interesting. All right,
Thank
so the last two questions. How would you describe your book's ideal reader now that you've read that demo for the audience?
The well, anyone who's into post-apocalyptic thrillers or action adventure would be into the book. Though I have received a very good feedback from all sorts of people across all demographics. So veterans would definitely get it. Anyone in the service background, I think, would really get a lot out of it.
Army, Navy, Air
Yeah,
Force.
exactly. Police and fire. Anyone in the service who swore an oath would definitely get a lot out of it. But really, anybody who likes a good story.
Got you. And if you're planning a sequel,
Yes.
can you share like any plans about your plans for it?
Right. There's an exciting book too in the work. Yes. It picks up where book one left off. Let's just say it hits the ground running.
Got you, and we're looking forward to it. Thank you for speaking to me today,
Thank you, sir.
Thomas
It's been a pleasure.
Oliva.
Thank you.
Um,
It's been a pleasure.
yeah,
Great
of
event.
course.
Thank you.